over here, what I'm going to do is explain a little bit about the optical comparator. Everything we do in order to be able to work in this type of tolerance is magnified a minimum of 20 times size. We can magnify things all the way up to 100 times size in order to be able to check and maintain the quality that we need. These optical comparators, even though they look old, they're a mainstay of my business. We recertify these at least 3 times a year. And to show you this right here, it actually looks like what people would say is a periscope on a submarine, but it isn't. What it's doing is actually showing you the form on the part that he just finished grinding. So with this here, what we are able to do is put things between centers right here, which is where everything is ground from. You put it up here between the centers. And I can't see it. Lock it down, center it. We can actually spin it like this to see how concentric it's running. This tool is running right on. Then what we can do is actually check our parts over here where we would just zero out our digital readouts. So what would happen is he would actually come over, set the part up like this, and actually hit the 0. And then you'd come back over to this area here, double check the magnification, and it tells us our part is actually 204 thousandths in width. We can also check the diameters by going up and down here, and again checking the forms that are inside of here. Along with this process over here, there's actually what we call an optodressy that's on that machine over there. And with that optodressy, what happens is he is able to actually dress the form into the wheel that he needs to be able to drop down here and dress these angles and radiuses. Now another part of our inventory that we have, which is the value added for our customers and our quick turnaround, is we stock these reamer blanks in little 3-fluters down to this diameter, and we also can stack them up into this diameter here. This is all based on what type of machines the customer is going to be using and the size of diameters. We can actually make these out of M4 or T15. It's the only 2 types of high-speed steel that I utilize over here. We will turn around and grind these so that we grind the tops, bottom, sides, dovetails, so that everything is square. From here, we're able to take it into our next process, which will be the wire EDM. And what we will do is we will clamp it into a fixture here, and we'll be able to go ahead and cut the profile all the way down through and around it. This back here is the wire EDM process. What's happening right here is there's actually a wire that comes up around this spool, comes down through here. Electricity actually flows around this wire right here. And this wire is exactly 10 thousandths in diameter. And what you can see it doing right now is the electricity around the wire is what's actually cutting apart. This down here is one of the machines that's running, and it's actually cutting a form tool. This is a carbide tool that has actually been brazed in. So what will happen is the customer will go ahead and sharpen this tool, sharpen it back, and use the carbide up. Again, what happens here by going to carbide versus a high speed, he will actually be able to run at a higher surface footage, greater speeds and feeds, and he'll get extended tool life out of going to a tool like this. We are also able to not only cut the form, but then also polish the sidewalls down inside of it. This area here is our 5-axis CNC grinder. What we will have is up to 6 wheels on the machine at one particular time. Now on this machine we can produce both high speed and carbide strep drills and reamers. If we're doing carbide, we will go ahead and use diamond wheels. And you girls, it's not a diamond like you put on your finger. It's a diamond. It's an industrial diamond for cutting these extremely hard materials. We also use bores on wheels for doing the high-speed tooling.
This tool here I made earlier today. This happens to be the part. And this goes in, reams it. And this is a cutaway portion here so that we can see what it's doing. It goes in there, reams it. We take the reamer out. Then we have what we call a power recess mill that comes in, goes in, and does the recessed area. So we make the entire package of tools here at the shop. This one is done on our grinding side, and I make all the reamers and the OD tools we make on the wire EDMs.
So as you get in and you look at a part, this is actually the part of the customers. And keep in mind what this does is there's actually a rough form tool, a semi-finished form tool, a shave tool, a rough drill, a finish reamer, a power recess mill, a cutoff blade, and then there's actually second operation tools that come in and do this. So there's a lot of different processes and a lot of different detail that actually comes into manufacturing this part. And that's where the value added service comes in, because we're able to handle all of these operations. It's a one-stop shop.